At 17, Elijah had a vision, not a dream, not a goal, a full-body knowing of his destined path. In the vivid vision gifted to him, he would start a healing sanctuary for trauma survivors, surrounded by mountains, filled with music, art, and soul-restoring silence. But he had no money, no support, just this vivid picture that burned brighter than any doubt. So he did what most bright souls do. He shared his vision with all who cared to listen. He told his friends. He told his teachers. He shared it with his family. But each time he spoke, he noticed something strange. The vision started dimming. What was once blazing clarity gradually became a flickering candle. It dimmed the more questions they asked and the more explanations he gave. Indeed, the more advice they offered, the more confused he became. By 25, the sanctuary was just a fond idea in his head. Nothing had been built. Not because he lacked discipline, but because he had exposed a sacred seed to beings that couldn't carry its frequency. Because he didn't guard his light, and so his light scattered. If this story resonates with you, then you are in the right place, both for yourself and those you love, to whom, through you, this video will be a window of redemption and rescue. In this life-changing video, you will learn 4 things. 1. The principle of spiritual leakage and the dynamics behind it. 2. Why some people must never know what you are planning. 3. The curse of flippancy or the loose tongue and how to break that curse in your life. And 4. 6 daily practices to master the habit of guarding the light so you can go on to just do it and let them wonder how you did it. When something is born, a vision, a calling, a fresh wave of inner knowing, it is fragile. Not weak but unformed, like liquid gold. Although it remains in a molten state, the material is hot and pliable, requiring containment to take shape. Therefore, the more we speak on it before it's rooted, the more we dissipate the very energy required to manifest it. For words are not neutral, they are carriers of frequency. Every time we describe our plans, we draw them out of the inner dimension, where all creation begins, and into the judgmental arena of the external world. This can be empowering on the surface, but it can also leak vital energy, because every spoken word is a form of commitment. So if you commit the frequency of your vision to minds that are rooted in fear, scarcity, or limitation, what you receive in return is not belief, and a positive echoing. What you receive back is a distortion of that frequency. Does it make sense so far? Good. Let's continue. Not everyone deserves to hear what you're building in the dark, not because they're bad, but because they are not built to hold it. Anything passing through them returns malformed. These types of people don't see your vision because it wasn't given to them. It wasn't whispered to them in dreams. It didn't burn in their chest at 3 o'clock in the morning. They didn't cry when it first arrived. You did. So when you speak your dreams to others expecting validation, you are often met with confusion, concern, or even jealousy. Not because they are cruel, but because they are viewing the sacred through the lens of their own conditioning. They project their limitations onto your potential. They interpret your vision through the lens of what they believe is possible for them. If they've never built something out of nothing, they will fear your courage. If they've never walked blindly into the dark guided only by faith, they will doubt your steps. If all they know is that safety is found in predictability, your freedom will look like recklessness, and what they will voice back to you is just what they are capable of voicing, fear and restriction. They can do no better, and it may not even be out of malice. This is not a reason to dim your light, but it is a reason to guard your light more jealously. Flippancy is not just casualness, it is the energy-draining habit of speaking sacred things too soon, too often, and to the wrong audience. It's actually a rather prevalent curse today, and one that, honestly, you must take pains and time to break free from. In a culture of oversharing where every impulse is turned into a post, many spiritual seekers feel pressured to be transparent. But there is a difference between vulnerability and leakage. One is deliberate and empowering. The other is compulsive and draining. When we share too soon, we anchor our vision in ego instead of essence. In flippancy, we speak to be affirmed by the external instead of strengthening our alignment with the internal. We speak because we are unsure, not because we are clear, perhaps hoping to obtain certainty from outside ourselves. From today, treat that moment of uncertainty as your invitation to go deeper, not blab louder, and we will soon show you how. When examined deeply, the curse of flippancy is not just that it dulls intuition, it's that it also makes your soul forget the sacredness of its own whispers. And that, dear friend, is the beginning of starvation for your light and the dimming of your vision. To remain silent doesn't mean to hide, it means to incubate. Silence is a womb, not a prison. It's where the soul's ideas are gestated. It's where frequencies align, resources converge, and divine timing orchestrates what your human mind can't yet comprehend. This silence is not the absence of action, it is the highest form of trust. It is saying to the universe, I believe in this enough to hold it close, to protect it until it's ready to be born. When a farmer plants a seed, they don't go digging it up every few hours to check on it. They wait, they water, they protect the soil, and the seed, in its sacred silence and in due time, becomes a tree. And if it makes any iota of sense, so must your vision be treated. Here are 6 gentle but potent practices to stop leaking energy and start cultivating sacred silence. The first is the sacred no-share window. For the first 40 days of a new idea or calling, make a vow of silence. Share it with no one except your highest self or divine connection. Second, in that incubation, root your vision with morning anchor statements. Begin the day with, "This is mine to carry." This vision chose me, and no outside validation is required for my inner alignment. Third, employ journaling as sacred conversation to register your rooting affirmations in writing. Instead of talking about your vision, write it down and develop a relationship with it. Ask, what does it need? Ask, what is it asking of me? Fourthly, identify your soul keepers. These are people whose successes serve as living examples and beacons to your vision's destination. Have 1 or 2 people in your life who have proven over time that they can hold space without projecting fear. These are not your hype crew. They are your soul mirrors. The key phrase is over time, because they too must have achieved or even surpassed what your vision entails, and because no one can pour into you from an empty cup. The 5th step is having energetic check-ins before sharing. Before telling anyone your plan, pause, take 3 deep breaths. Ask your inner self, does this need to be said, or does this need to be strengthened in silence? Am I sharing from celebration or seeking support because I doubt? If it's the latter, then don't share. It is that simple. The final step is the ritual of containment. Create a small altar or box where you place symbols of your vision. A stone, a note, a feather, something that holds the frequency. Visit it in private. Speak your affirmations there, and let it be your sacred and permanent contract and contact point of covenants. Elijah eventually did build his sanctuary, but he didn't announce it this time. He moved in silence, funded it piece by piece, prayed over the land, and let his alignment do the talking. When the doors finally opened, a decade later, the same people who doubted him were stunned. Not just because he proved them wrong, but because his unbelievable vision had become undeniable. He didn't need to convince anyone, he simply became what he was always meant to be, in silence. So dear soul, hold your vision close to your heart. Guard your light from stray eyes and currents. Let them wonder how you did it. And when they ask, smile. Because you know deep down, you did it in trust. You did it in truth and you did it in silence. The silence you witnessed alone. The one you will never betray again with flippancy. Like and subscribe if you found value in this presentation, and keep on being the earthly ripple of divine love as you remain blessed and renewed on all levels.